It's the last day of sailing camp at the Jackson Park Yacht Club on the South Lakefront. This isn't the only sailing camp in the city, but it's one of the most diverse. Karen Harris is the yacht club's commodore.
We used to have a junior sailing program for many, many years, and then it went defunct in the 1980s. And so I really wanted to make sure that we brought it back to life for a couple of reasons.
For one thing, the sport needs new sailors. But she says they also want to broaden the reach of a sport that is generally white and affluent.
This year we were able to offer our Open Horizon sailing program, which is our scholarship program. So kids who can't afford sailing lessons can take sailing lessons for free.
And what do we call this point of sail when the wind is coming straight across the beam of the boat?
Of the 132 kids in camp this summer, nearly 2/3 were on full scholarship. Johnny Mercer is the camp director.
A lot of the kids that we get have absolutely no contact with the lake at all. They've never seen the lake, they've never been in the lake. Even just getting them in the water for the swim tests on the first day is really difficult.
Kids that we're targeting are specifically from the south side of Chicago, the west side of Chicago.
All right, you're sailing.
The kids themselves don't know who's on scholarship or who's not on scholarship, nor do the instructors.
Al Thompson has been sailing out of Jackson Park Harbor since the 70s.
Well, I like to expose them to the knots. There's like 150 knots, and you don't need them. You need a half hitch, an 8, and a bowline. And you can tie up anything for the rest of your life.
At first, I thought that I was gonna be like the worst sailor ever because I didn't know anything else about sailing. But then when I got onto the water, it was actually pretty fun and relaxing to me.
The main skills they need to know is they need to understand the wind and how the wind powers a boat, basically.
Sailors call it points of sail.
Points of sail is based on the direction you're going and where the wind is coming from. And in certain directions of the wind, there's certain ways that you have to have your sails. And if you're pointing straight into the wind, you can't go anywhere.
Sailing is a thinking man's sport. In order to get a boat to move in the water, you have to have a concept of where the wind is blowing, your relationship to the wind in the boat, how to steer it. You're problem solving all the time.
There are also safety drills. The man overboard is really a spare life vest, which the sailors must rescue by circling back quickly. But on a hot day, everyone's favorite is the capsize drill.
We're capsizing?
Over here.
Yeah. Yay! Keep going, keep going. Keep going! I'm trying any jumps.
Capsizing is when the boat tilts to its side, and sometimes people don't want that to happen, and some people like when it happens.
Yeah, I got it! Okay.
We do the capsize drill because in case in an emergency, if the capsize drill actually happens, we know how to actually get the boat up.
Being a good sailor is about dealing with those circumstances, you know, working out what to do when things go wrong, and giving them kind of independence over the safety and some ownership over the safety.
Aside from learning the skills of sailing, Johnny Mercer says sailing teaches teamwork and respect for nature.
If they respect Mother Nature and they respect what the lake can do to them, then they respect us. Because they know that we're the people that can actually give them the skills in order to be out there in the lake. Because if a kid isn't respectful, and you know, we get some cocky kids, soon enough, Lake Michigan is going to teach them a lesson before we have to, you know.
They also want these kids and everyone to know that you don't have to be wealthy to enjoy sailing.
There's still the misperception that sailing is a very expensive sport, that you have to own a boat to be a member of a yacht club. A lot of people don't think of sailing as something that they could try.
She says dues are much lower if you don't own a boat, and then you have lots of opportunities to sail on other people's boats. Or, at the very least, it can provide a fun way to stay cool in the summer.